Everybody, welcome back. We are all about burgers today. We're having our very own Burger Fest, and we've got some really fun, funky burgers. First of all, we made salmon burgers. We showed you that great burger with the crab cake on top. Virginia Haslett from the Beast Council, we made that fun burger with the popper in the middle of it.
Isn't that just cool?
Who knew?
And it's simple. I mean, it's just a real simple thing. You just make two thin burgers, put that little popper in the middle, seal it really good, and pop it on.
You know, actually, stuffed burgers are, people think, oh, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Basically, it's two patties.
It's two patties.
And then put whatever you want
and
inside.
the idea is just to pinch real good around the outside
blue
edges.
cheese and bacon I've done them with before.
Yes.
You know, you can do shredded cheese and you know, bacon,
chunks
all
of
sorts
cheese.
of stuff.
I like chunks of cheese. I like Swiss cheese with a little bacon.
Ooh,
and
mushrooms.
and mushrooms, yeah.
But, you know, stuffed burgers, basically, like I said, two patties, pinch them together, good to go.
And, you know, we're still talking economical because we're still talking about summer and summer entertaining. And what happens here is that beef burgers are loved by everybody, but they're also economical right now.
Very
and
true.
So that makes it all the better because most of us are staying home more, not going out as much, but we still want the social part of life, and that's getting friends over. And I just think this is really kind of neat. I think you could put all those kind of things we talked about, from cheese chunks and whatever, and have everybody make their own.
Burger bar.
Burger bar,
That would be really
or
fun.
with toppings, with things that they might like
when
to
it
put
comes
on.
off the grill, you know, just
Absolutely.
really go crazy.
Yes.
You know, because and that people like that. They like the choices. I
They
like to
do.
do burgers because I'll do simple ones for the kids, and then I'll do little fancier ones for, you know, Bob and I, and maybe we'll have some friends over. Gourmet burgers. So, and instead of, I'll do like spring mixed lettuce on top, a little butter on top sometimes.
Well, just a little butter.
Yeah,
That little butter makes
You ever
everything
had
good.
a
That's
Curl's butter burger? Talk about a good burger.
They are good.
Yeah, good stuff.
You have to shout about that in Green Bay. I know.
I know. All right, so
That's a
what's
good
our
thing.
next burger we're making?
The next burger that we're making here is actually has a Southwest flair to it.
Okay.
And so it actually ends up being a cheeseburger, and we use some of this very nice. It's the 4 cheese blend for Mexican cheese.
Sure.
So we're kind of on that. And
I've never met a burger that didn't like cheese. I don't know about you.
Absolutely right. Now, what we need to do here, Amy, and I'll have you start that if you want
Chopped
to. Is
scallions?
It's chopped green onion is what goes in this one.
Okay.
Again, this recipe calls for about a pound of ground beef. Again, we're making a bunch of them today, so I've got we're a few behind here. So this is nice. Now, you're probably looking good there. And I'll let you quit. I'll let you take those ends. And this is kind of fun with these cutting sheets, is because we can just kind of like do that.
I like using scallions
nice.
because they've got that onion flavor without being too oniony.
Right,
You know what I'm
they
talking
do, they
about?
do. Now,
a little
I'm
milder.
taking cumin, which we all, you know, kind
That
of
great
grown to really
smell,
love. Isn't that good stuff?
Southwestern. I smell that and I'm just like, give me a bowl of chili.
Yeah,
you know what
it's
I'm
kind of
talking
like I must be in a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, good
you
stuff.
can smell it in
Good
the air.
stuff.
So this one then takes a dash. Oh, that looks good.
Okay.
Okay, and we need to mix him up here. I think I have a fork.
We talked earlier about seasoning your ground beef. You know, that is truly the difference between a good burger and a not burger. Whether you like it plain, do a little salt and pepper, or some Lowry seasoning, some steak seasoning salt, or
I only have one little hint.
Yeah.
And the hint is this: be a little careful with salt, because you know salt draws out the moisture. So I think it's a better idea to put salt on your burgers after you take them off the grill.
Okay.
Don't mix it in, because I
Okay.
said it does have that tendency to draw.
Okay, that's a great tip.
Yes, that makes a difference. And with any of the meats, really, it's a good thing. Well, I'm looking pretty good, and
Those
we don't
look
want
perfect.
to
Yeah.
overmess.
So is the cheese going to go in there, or is it going to go on
No,
top?
the cheese actually goes on the top,
Okay.
and then the thing. Now, the other thing that I have to talk with you about a little bit is about the importance of checking the temperatures on
I mean,
burgers.
especially, you know, people have gotten sick when that ground beef, you know, steaks is a whole nother ball game, but when you're doing ground beef and burgers, you need to make sure you cook it to the temperature.
Absolutely, and that needs to be at 160 internal temperature. And
160.
So what we'll talk about is doing that.
And you
We've got
stick
one
it into
down
the
here.
middle of the, where
Yep.
do you stick it?
Yeah, it needs to go in the side, from the side, rather than just up and down. Sometimes
Okay.
you have problems with up and down.
And this is an
you go
instant
far,
read.
You go too far through, and
Okay.
then that becomes a problem.
What, these instant read
But what you
thermometers are
do
great.
is you'll just
Okay.
pick them up,
Okay.
and we're going to go in to about the middle. And then we should now, this is one of our good popper burgers. I could be in the popper burger. But anyway, we're on the move here.
So what are we
I'd say
looking
he's
for?
close. We're looking for about 160.
It's taking
So
us a good old
he's
time to
on
get
the-
there.
Yeah, in the meantime, I'm frying my finger, so.
I can hold it for you.
All right, here we go. Yeah,
Getting right up there.
It's moving. This one should have on our time slot. These burgers usually take about 16 minutes to 20 minutes. This was a particularly thick one, so then you take a little bit longer. I usually set my timer because that just helps me keep him going. So you're getting there.
All right, all right. Now we've
Okay.
got, I see some peppers on the grill. What are we doing with those?
Well, I just think it's fun because there's a lot of things you can put on. People like asparagus on the grill as well. I like taking just potato slices, thick potato slices that are maybe not quite a half inch, and just oil them and salt and pepper them and then just drop them on.
You got French fries
And we got
automatically
French
with your
fries.
burgers.
You do, you do.
Who
And
doesn't
it-
want
and-
fries with their burgers?
Right, and peppers are just so colorful too. They make everything just look so good.
And they're so good
So-
for you too.
and they are good
really,
for you.
the yellow
Right.
and the orange and the red peppers are just
And they go
so
really,
good for you.
really well. And as I said, there's a recipe you can put a little olive oil on them. Now we could sprinkle that on, and then sprinkle Parmesan cheese on them too, which kind of makes them extra
And
good. Or
see,
zucchinis.
this is all the good part here.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, that good
great
part.
brown.
Oh,
yum,
I know.
Yum, yum,
Now
yum.
we know that these guys are starting to cook through because we're starting to see some of the juices come to the surface. Do you see how that's
Yes.
happening? That's usually an indication too that we're getting closer to.
Should we
being time to
patty
turn
one of
them over.
these and then
Yes,
we'll
let's
top
put
it up?
that and put him in with us.
Do we need one of our burger?
Yep, we need a burger maker.
burger maker.
Other than
now you
that-
got me on the hunt for these
Other
burger
than
makers.
or it's
Here,
me,
Angie. Thank you.
and I'm the burger maker.
At my
There
house,
we
we
go.
do them by hand.
That's
Actually,
right,
I
we
say
can
to
do 'em
my
by hand.
husband, Bob,
Oh,
he makes the
he
best
makes-
patties.
Oh, you
he
make
just
him
makes
do
them
it.
perfect. Yeah.
You make him do it. Ah, okay.
So the shredded cheese
There's
will go
one.
on just toward the very end. Is
Just
that how?
toward the very end, we
Okay.
sprinkle that cheese on the top then. And so it's just kind of, and you get a little bit of a Mexican
A little on this
flavor, and it just really, again, you try to make them so that they're consistent in size because then they cook more consistently. And that helps us out a lot.
There we go.
Oh, he looks
There's
good.
some cheese on these
Yeah,
guys.
okay, a little cheese on them. We're looking good. And as far as buns are concerned too, Amy, there's a lot of interesting breads out there to use.
A lot of choices.
A lot of choices, and I just picked this up.
Look at this guy.
Yeah,
He's great.
and he's soft. He made me look like he's hard, but he's soft, and he's like a whole grain.
Like a flatbread for
But
people
it's like-
watching their carbs and that kind of stuff.
Right, and yet you're still getting your whole grains, and it's thin enough so that those of us who are a little concerned about how much bread we eat, are still going to have that bread flavor, but you're not going to have this a big
And I have
bun.
to tell you, every time I try and be watching my carbs and say I'll skip the bun, it's just not the same because you have to eat it with a fork, and you want to eat a burger with your hands.
Yes,
you know what I'm
you
talking
do.
about. Well, we're going
You
to finish
do.
these up, let them grill for a few minutes, and we'll put it all together when we come back. By the way, all the recipes that we did today, every single one of them you can get on our website, fox11online.com. Click on the Living tab and recipes. And in Virginia, your beef recipes, how can people get those?
Right, beef recipes we have a website also, which is beeftips.com, but I think we're connected to you as well. But it has, click under burgers, and then we love it because so many of your folks up here send things to us.
So what's the number?
And the number for that is 800-728-BEEF.
Excellent.
333.
Call them, ask for these burger recipes, we'll send them out.